Calgary Expo, sorry for the wait, how you doing? Feels like I've spent the whole afternoon with many of you. You having a good con so far? Nearing the end, but it's about to get super awesome. Everybody had a good time, yeah? I said it before, but an amazing guest list, especially this year here at the Calgary Expo. I'm really stoked to bring out your two next guests. Between them, they have an awesome list of credits, but of course you know them most well collectively as two of the most awesome ass-kicking members of the post-apocalyptic zombie world. Please welcome from Walking Dead, Steven Yeun and Melissa McBride.
This is crazy. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, it's just us two.
Check.
Check.
Norman is signing some more, so I think he might make it. He'll probably make some sort of rock star entrance. It's fine.
Are you happy to have them? Woo!
Thank you.
Woo! So guys, we're gonna open it up to the floor for questions almost right away. If you've been in the corral before, you know the drill, but there are two mic runners on the floor, and yet we got two up there, so just go and find them, and we'll get your questions in for Steven and Melissa. I wanna ask you two before we open the floor, when you first got the first script to The Walking Dead, to your first episode, what did you think? Were you familiar with the world already that Robert Kirkman had created with the graphic novels, and what did you think when you read that first script?
I had read the comics before, and when I got it, I was just happy to have a job. And then when I read this first script, it was the second episode. The first script I was in just voice, so I just read that one scene. But the second episode, I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna do a lot. Because it was that Guts episode, which was really fun. And it was my intro to Hollywood moment, because we shut down a giant street in Atlanta, had a camera crane, 200 extras, all in zombie gear, walking down the street with a car loaded with a Steadicam and rain machines. So I was like, this is amazing. And so the show, you know, I know you guys are huge fans, and thank you so much for watching the show. But
It's our pleasure.
yeah, thank you guys. We love you guys, and I will say this: the way, as fun as you might think this show is, it's that much more fun to shoot it. So it's really great. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. What about you, Melissa? What did you think when you first met Carol on the page?
When I first learned that I was going to be on the show, I had never heard of The Walking Dead. I heard it was based on this comic book. I didn't know what part I was going to play. I was at work when I got the call, and on the way home from work, I stopped by Barnes & Noble to check this comic book out, to have a look. And I opened it up to, I can't remember which book it was, but this woman was having her face eaten off. And I was like, what the, like... Okay, oh my God, what is this? But it was Frank Darabont, and I thought, well, okay. We'll see what this is all about. And I'm so happy that it turned out the way that it did, and I never would have imagined that my character would have lived this long. When I signed on to do it, I thought, well, okay, maybe, an episode or two and I'll be done. And
That's because Melissa's a phenomenal actor.
I am freaking out right now. I am so freaking out right now.
Are you? Yeah.
I am. I'm like inside. I'm like, blah! Oh my God.
This is like San Diego Comic-Con level, man. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. This is amazing. What Norman doesn't know is he doesn't know it's like this in here, so he's missing out. What a fool. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a video of how rad y'all look. And I'm gonna...
Get them to do Say Yes to Jay.
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah, let's do that real
Hey,
quick.
can you guys just yell, say yes, Jay? To Jay? Say yes to Jay. 1, 2, 3. Epic. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for that.
Holy balls. So many people.
Seriously.
Well, the Calgary Expo is all about the fans, so let's get out there and get some questions. Hello, sir.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Good. Your voice is like David Morrissey's.
I wish.
The governor.
It kind of is, right? Yeah.
Say welcome to Woodbury.
Welcome to Woodbury.
It's pretty good, man.
Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. There are so many intense scenes and so many intense episodes. As professional actors and an actress, what do you do to prepare for those roles? And do you have a particular example where you had to get yourself pretty much jacked up for what you had to do?
Personally, for me, I use a lot of music. I think I took that cue from Andy. He tends to listen to a lot of music, and now a lot of people have their own playlists to get them pumped up. We also scream a lot before takes. It's funny because
some of you do.
Yeah, not all of us. And I didn't realize this, but it probably messes up a lot of other people's mojo.
Well, no. I mean, we expect that you're doing your own thing. Like you scream a little bit.
A lot of
Rick,
it.
does the.
Andy screams a lot.
Yeah, he screams a little bit. Scott Wilson burps.
Burps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like right before, if you were to get all the takes and you didn't cut them, so they keep the camera rolling. Right before the take goes, if you were to splice that kind of reel together, it'd be a lot of like rolling. Ah! That was perfect. And it's just a lot of that, and a lot of you just got to get yourself in the moment, and it's a effed up show.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a great way.
If it's got to be effed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we want those screams on the DVD extras at some point, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
On the floor, hello, how are you?
Hi, it's
Hi.
great to see you guys. I had a question.
Must not have been that important.
The zombies got your brain.
You guys are such badasses on the show, and I was wondering if you were actually thrust into a zombie apocalypse, how would you react?
I don't know. In real life, I'm pretty bossy. I think I would try to figure out a way to survive, but probably fail. So I'm a leader, but a bad leader. So yeah, there we go.
I would probably try to reason with the virus, the zombies. I would be like, oh, you need a hug? Maybe that'll make it right. No? Okay. I'd be dead. I'd be so dead. Love cures everything, right?
Norman's not here, so let's talk about it behind his back. How
Totally.
How would he do?
Oh, he'd die.
Yeah, he would die. Up in that penthouse. Isn't that
Yeah.
what he said? Go to the highest penthouse in New York and just, yeah.
Yeah, if he
see
ran
how
out
long
of
he can last.
caviar, he would die. I'm just kidding.
Thank you. On the floor there, again, hello.
Hi, this is not really part of The Walking Dead, but who are your guys' celebrity crushes?
Ooh. Melissa McBride.
Stephen Yeun.
Is Steven yours? Is Steven yours?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry. Don't mind me.
Hi.
Thank you. Up, we've got questions up on the sides as well, so right up there. Hello.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi.
It was great when you did the photo ops. That made my whole trip here.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I have to say I love you with all my heart. And my coworkers all back in Edmonton, they love you so much too. They're so jealous.
Thank you.
My question is, do you like how, well, first of all, do you follow the comic?
Yeah, I read. I don't want to spoil anything, but I've read. I skipped a few, and then I jumped to one in particular.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
my main question was, do you like how the series and the comic are different?
Yeah, I mean, at first, I remember when I first started working on it, I had read the comic, and I'm kind of I'm a kind of that type of fan too, where it's like I want it to be as on point as it can be. And when we were going to the CDC, I was like, guys, this is not what's supposed to happen. Did anybody else read the comic here? Like, yeah. And I was just like, guys, we're doing this wrong. Like, we gotta rewrite it. This is not right. And I was kind of worried, but I realized that if you make the story good in itself, it's awesome, because then you get two separate ways. I think at the moments at which people get really upset that original story is kind of maimed and messed up is when they don't even try to tell a brand new awesome story. Instead, they just take familiar ideas and then do crap versions of them. You know what I mean? Like if you were to like condense something or like extend something and it's just a crappier version of it. But if you make it an awesome version of a brand new thing, then you can't complain because it's still good. So I think it's great that we can offer the television show and the comic, and I hope you guys both enjoy both of those. That was a really long answer.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Well, having read the comics, maybe a lot of fans feel the same, but it's kind of nice that it doesn't, that it doesn't adhere strictly to the comic books, because you're surprised if you've read the comics. Let's go up there. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Steven. Hi, Melissa. I wanted to say I'm a huge fan of Walking Dead, and I know the most intense moment that I've had watching the show was when Sophia came out of the barn. And I was just wondering what your most intense moments were going back looking at the episodes.
There are people waving behind you, too.
I know.
What was
Some of the more intense ones that I recall are the highway horde of walkers in season 2.
Yeah.
That was intense. That was intense shooting. That was several days on the highway for that one.
Dale going was pretty bad. Do you mean personally for us shooting it, or like if we were to just watch it?
Like actually watching it, because I know when Sophia came out of the barn, I mean, reading the comics, I didn't expect it whatsoever. I was like, she's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
but
then there was
it
that.
just blew my mind. And
That
you
one
guys,
blew my mind, too.
You guys made me really feel that through the camera, that you were emotionally upset. So I'm just wondering, what was your moment where you felt that way?
I thought the interrogation with Maggie and Glenn was pretty intense, and I loved how Bear McCreary he scored it so that the music drops out right after Glenn kills the walker and he screams, and then it drops out and he just breathes. And that wasn't something that we planned while we were shooting it. He just cut it together like that, and that to me is like surprising and good storytelling. Using visual and audio that even the people that are creating it didn't expect. So that was cool to me.
Cool. Hello again on the floor.
Hi. So my question for you is, if you had the opportunity to play any other character from the comic book or from the show, who would it be?
Carl.
Really?
Yeah, Carl. Carl has the most upside, and he lives the longest. And you get to show, as an actor, like, growth, incredible growth over the long haul. So that's got to be pretty cool to play Carl.
Wow. Daryl Dixon? Michonne? They're just really cool characters, and they have all this cool propage, and their wardrobe is awesome. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I like showing up sometimes and having to be excused for school, like Carl does.
Yeah.
On the subject of character growth, I want to ask you, Melissa, your character Carol, I mean, when we first meet her, she's a domestic abuse victim. She's understandably very timid and retiring. And now, especially in the last half of this most recent season, the person that she's become is so different and so amazing. Has that been really kind of meaty material as an actor for you to work with?
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, I can't tell you how proud I am of this character just from where she's come from, and it was very important to me personally to see her live long enough to get strong, to find her strength, to experience her strength. And it's an important issue, if I may take a moment. No, it is, and I think a lot of people know somebody similar to her having suffered through some sort of domestic abuse, and it's not always just physical, and it doesn't always just happen in a trailer park. No. So anyway, yeah, and I know people like her, and I've gotten a lot of inspiration myself from women who have survived that, and so I love it, yeah.
I'm sure you've provided a lot of inspiration, too. I think we're going there next. Hello.
Hey guys, hi. I was just wondering, as an audience member, we're constantly surprised by the characters who are killed off. Which character surprised you guys most?
The most surprising was maybe Dale.
Yeah, Dale.
That was the most surprising, just sort of, wait, what?
Yeah, that one sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was bad. I mean, yeah, it was bad for me personally, just because the relationship that Glenn and Dale had was very similar to the relationship Jeff DeMunn and myself had, where he's just kind of always my mentor, and just thinking about like how many conversations Glenn and Dale had off camera in the RV while they were driving to find the next place. And, all those things that were not shown, how many times he corrected Glenn about how to fix the RV, or, about girls, or about reading the right books and stuff like that. And you didn't get to see it on camera, but imagine the breadth of knowledge that he gave. And for that to just be snatched away like that was, like, real rough on me and on Glenn. So I remember shooting that scene where it's Glenn and Andrea at the RV, and they're talking about Dale. And, sometimes to muster up like a cry or something like that, or something emotional, can be difficult. But for that, it was very effortless because it made so much sense, I remember just doing the scene. I was like, this is so easy, in the way that it makes perfect sense because it's living out in real life. Yeah.
The way that he went, too, was such a surprise, because Dale's like the guy that has eyes in the back of his head. He sees everything.
Yeah.
Except the walker in the field.
On a show where no main characters included, are safe, is getting scripts for The Walking Dead a stressful process?
Not getting script is a stressful process.
Yes. Where's my script? Yeah, shit.
Guess you didn't get the courtesy call.
Up top, hello.
Hi, guys. Hi, Melissa. Welcome to Calgary.
Hi.
You're invited over anytime.
To your house or to Calgary?
I'll settle for either.
Damn.
Thanks.
My question is along the same lines. In a typical television series, you would obviously cheer for the success of the series, but I would think in a show like this, you would be also cheering for your own character. And again, the reference to not getting a script. How do you guys cope with that? Like, do you run a pool to see amongst yourself as to see who's going to survive and who doesn't?
Yeah, we've got the bookie in the makeup trailer, keeping track of all that. Yeah, no. Unless there's a secret. Wait, you guys Maybe there is like a secret pool.
We don't have a pool.
Yeah, I bet McBride's going next week. What do you think? Yeah, okay. 50 on that. No.
It's
What was the question?
yeah. What was the question? You just deal.
The question was, there's obviously a bit of a dichotomy between the success of the series and then also cheering for your own personal survival, I guess. And how do you guys cope with that versus a television series that normally you would probably just cheer for the success of the series?
If your character dying means developing the story, then it's horrible.
Yeah.
Whatever. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go up to the top again.
You gotta
Hello.
go, you gotta go.
Hey, this is mostly for Steve, but I noticed a lot of zombie apocalypse kind of films or TV shows, they're usually in America. I wonder how you thought it would play out in, say, Korea or a kind of Asian country where the culture is so different from the Western cultures here.
Maybe they would just completely embrace it, and then they'd just be a nation full of zombies, and they'd be happy. Maybe it's wholly American to just try to keep living instead of just being another zombie and chilling. That'd be cool. That's my answer.
Has the runaway success of the show, obviously, I'm sure it's gratifying, but has it surprised you at all? Because, I mean, it was, for a little while, the longest or the highest rated show on cable. Now it's that. It's also, you know, the season 3 finale was basically the highest rated show on all of television. So does that crossover and mainstream success, has it surprised you, especially given the dark and often graphic nature of it?
Yeah, absolutely surprised. When we were first shooting, we've all said we knew we were working on something really special.
Yeah.
But who knew? And for me as a viewer, when I watch television and I have like 500 channels, you know, cable, and I'll find something that's interesting, I can't find it again because there's too many channels, you know? Or
That
maybe
History Channel is really hard to find.
well, there's how many History Channels are there?
Yeah.
And now there's like HBO 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
and then History
true.
Channel, Investigative. I don't even. I'm so confused. So for when people keep tuning in and make it a point to this is the show I'm going to catch on AMC Sunday night. This is so awesome, and then it's just generated. It's amazing what's come of these first 6 episodes shot in Georgia. Who knew if there was gonna? It was 6 episodes, which was essentially a pilot. And that was just 3 years ago. And every week, AMC is breaking their own record. It's astounding, and it's incredibly surprising in that way.
But thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi there.
Hey, so I love the growth of the characters. I love how you guys take charge and you're all really good actors. Now, my question is, do you ever have a hard time getting out of character? Like, do you go to the bathroom and you find yourself peeking around the corner or in dark spaces? Because I would
Do that
totally
anyway.
be checking.
You got to be careful. You got to be good at turning it off. Because you can trick your body, even if you can turn your mind off in terms of like, oh, I'm not on set. Your body still is tricked into thinking, if you do it over and over, that's what's going on. I remember this past season, what you guys saw with Glenn in black eye mode, it was over the course of, 4 or 5 episodes, but I had to have that on for 3 or 4 months. And I would just show up to set every day and get that crazy prosthetic on my face, and I'd go from like to like just because you want to get into character, and your eye looking like that makes it really easy for you to like just slip in. And you do that enough, and your body tells you that you go home and it's nighttime, and you just had a long day, and you just sleep. Your body tells you like, oh, you're still pretty effed up and depressed, and so you got to really like shake that off and like enjoy the weekends and be a human being. So I don't know what I did to combat that, but I just dealt with it.
Too, our cast is really supportive of each other, and we get together when we're not working. You know, you're closer to some than others, and we also have group outings and stuff. Everybody's really supportive, and we do talk about the stresses of, you know, not knowing whether our character's going to be, you know, alive in the next episode or something. We'll share those things with each other, and I think that's really important in making us feel better about things and closer and not so stressed out about it. It's a great support mechanism on this show. Yeah.
What kind of group outings does the cast of The Walking Dead have? Because the thought of you all bowling or something warms my heart. Not worrying about walkers and...
Bowling?
We haven't been bowling ever.
You haven't?
I mean, I've been bowling, but we haven't all been bowling together.
We didn't invite you.
That's because I would destroy you all.
That's right. No, we'll have like a halfway to wrap outing, and there's golf outings, barbecues, swimming in the lake with bring your whole family, and it's open to the cast and the crew. It's a lot of fun. It's just a really close knit group.
I tried
of
to get
people.
trampoline dodgeball outing, and that got vetoed. I think we should have had it.
And then going into the city of Atlanta in the evening, and, you know, finding something to do in the evening, movies and things like that.
I watched a lot of movies, yeah.
Cool. On the floor again. Hello.
Hi. I was just wondering, with The Walking Dead, you have a lot of great zombies on there. Like, you got the kids, the creepy well zombie, and the tall, skinny ones. Which ones are the most terrifying for you guys that you, like, wake up in the middle of the night and rather kill yourself than go back to that dream?
You want to talk about it? Are you okay?
So
I'm sorry
specific.
that's happening to you.
What
Anything
zombies
else
do
you
you
wanna unload?
make you give nightmares? You wake up and you want to eat like a giant gallon of chocolate milk, and then you go back to sleep, and then you like bowl a whole frame, and then you wake up and you're like, oh man, I wish I didn't eat everything, and then you go back to sleep.
That's really what you're saying, right?
I don't know. You know what it is I'm not even afraid of those walkers anymore. I bet if if the zombie apocalypse really happened, maybe that is why we would be awesome at it.
Do you know what's so funny? Do you ever do this? Like, just when you're like driving down the road and you see just somebody walking down the road, but you know, they're just kind of like them walking for maybe a couple of miles. It's not somebody in a running gear. It's just some guy walking down the road. I always think, walker. I do. I'm like, there's a walker. And they just keep going, walker. And I look in my rear view. Yeah.
I hate those night drives where it's a little foggy and you can't see that far ahead. And you're just waiting for that little tiny ghost girl to appear in the middle of the street.
Yeah, and then it goes, and then it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see that. We hallucinate that. Well, I do anyway. After like a 15-hour shoot, 12-hour shoot, and we're driving, we got like half an hour to get home, and I see donkeys in the road. I hallucinate donkeys. This is why I'm terrified of these things, like, because I don't know where my brain's gonna go. There's so many people in here.
I think everyone thinks you're doing awesome.
So many wonderful people.
We just got time for a few more audience questions, but just really quickly, I wanted to ask you, has it been a highlight for you watching Greg Nicotero and his team work and create these amazing walkers and zombies?
Yeah, I mean, he's so talented. He's not only talented in terms of like creating these walkers. He's also a talented director, producer, everything. And so for him to be and have a hand in this show he's probably one of the cruxes of this show. Yeah, he's awesome.
And he's a darn nice guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
he's awesome.
We just got a couple more, so let's start there, and then we'll get all four in if we can keep them pretty quick. Hello.
Hello. It was great meeting you guys yesterday. My question is mostly for Steven. I'm just wondering, as one of the characters that is also in the comic, did you find it difficult to make the character in the TV show your own, or did you have, I don't know, any issues with that?
Actually, a lot of us stopped reading too far in because we didn't want to inform our characters. But at the same time, the writers did a really good job of arcing these characters out. And I remember starting from the very beginning. I just tried to play, not Glenn, but I just tried to play the essence of Glenn, which is like a kid with a hard-headed kid with a lot of gumption, but maybe not totally accepted.
And maybe a little sexier.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. No, just kidding. When love is involved and when a beautiful woman is involved, you try to up your game. You know what I mean? You like maybe you hit the gym a couple more times. Coming into the third season, I really wanted Glenn to not just be a protector that was unbelievable. I didn't want him to turn into like Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything, but like I wanted it to seem like, hey, in that time that they were growing and living together, he realized like the most important thing is to protect his and his own, and that comes with the cost of having to be stronger, whatever that means. And so I don't think it would have been believable if scrawny Glenn was trying to break a chair and come out of and kill a walker. So yeah.
You
But
do
thanks.
look amazing.
Stop.
You look
Stop, dude. No. But thank you. You're so nice.
Guys, we really do have to wrap it up, so we're not going to be able to get to all of you. So which among the three of you feels like you have the most epic, awesome, anthem-like wrap-up question? Which of the three of you? Is it epic, and is it, of the two of you, you feel strongly about it?
He didn't even raise his hand.
Do you feel strongly about it?
He raised two hands.
Yeah, he knows.
And he's super not sure.
Which of you, you feel good? Okay. I feel like he's gesticulating more. Oh man, I'm making an enemy regardless. Go, sir.
Let's do both real quick.
Okay.
Okay, really quick. How do you feel the show has progressed since Frank Darabont has left?
Oh, that's a pretty ridiculous. I think it is always sad when someone has to leave the show in any capacity, and I wish that kind of stuff didn't have to happen. Whatever that means, whatever. But Frank Darabont indelibly left his mark on the show, and he set a tone that was fantastic. And then off of that, Glenn made his mark on it by putting a huge stamp in the third season. And now that we have Scott, he's going to make an amazing mark, and the man is brilliant. And so Scott Gimple, yes, Scott Gimple, and he is effing brilliant. So we are in good hands, and I think this show is only going to get better. If last year was a broad stroke amazing year for you guys, then this fourth season is going to be the taste-making year, in my opinion.
And just very quickly, sir, make it epic.
Awesome. So it seems that over the last few seasons, the focus has gone more from survival from walkers to survival from people. Do you think that we can expect to see more a focus on redefining humanity and society that was stripped away?
I hope so. I think it's important to address the fact that we're all starting over in this world, you know? Yeah.
I think that's the draw of the show. I don't, there's a lot of zombie fans and people love zombies, but I don't know if you guys would keep tuning in if the whole time we were just screaming and running away from walkers every single episode. I think the draw of it is what would happen if the world was wiped clean and now you had to start over. Would people just be animals or would they be civilized? And I think that's the more interesting thing. So.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that.
Well, we are definitely going to keep watching. Anything you want to say to your Canadian fans before you head out?
You guys are so awesome and so kind, and it's been so much fun here in Calgary. Thank you for inviting us and being so awesome.
We love you guys, and we will be back for sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stephen Yeun and Melissa McBride.